There's no one like the fans. That's why Sky Bet are giving you free weekly bets and boosts all season long.
Check out this class offer below. Sky Bet for the fans.
Remember, you have to be 18 and over. T&Cs apply, and please be gamble aware.
Right, let's talk about the Champions League final, Inter Milan versus PSG. What are our initial thoughts about the game?
It's going to be a classic. It's going to be a great game of football.
Yeah.
It really is. You've got Inter, like they're the governors, aren't they? Dogged, robust, difficult to beat, difficult to break down. Against the sort of razzle-dazzle of Paris Saint-Germain. Paris Saint-Germain never won it. Obviously, Inter won it in like glorious circumstances. I think it's going to be a wonderful game of football, and I cannot wait for it.
I think it's fair to say PSG have been better than Inter Milan in the tournament in terms of how they beat Liverpool, how they got past Arsenal.
Think about that Barca game.
Yeah, Inter rode their luck a little bit. They deserve to be in the Champions League final. What I'm saying is, I think PSG have been the form side in the competition this season. I think that's fair to say. Their midfield's been incredible. Dembele's been outrageous. But then they're coming up against a side, an immovable object in Inter Milan. They've got so much experience and
second final in 3 seasons.
Yeah.
Second final in 3 seasons. Much of the same team.
It's not like City won 4-5-0. It's like Lukaku missed big chances in the end.
Buvey, we always talk about knocking on the door before the door's opened. Obviously, PSG have been to a final fairly recently, 2020.
Yeah, Bayern Munich.
But Inter, they were there and thereabouts very recently. They got beat by City in Istanbul. This could be their time. You know, they've learned from that. And I think that their wily approach, you know, that kind of like, they're more streetwise than Paris Saint-Germain. Paris Saint-Germain, you could argue, the better team. And I think for the latter stages of the competition, they've definitely been the best team. But I just think that if you're going to be one of these two teams, if you're going to be a fan of one of these two teams, I'd rather be sort of the governors, the aggressive experience over the young, prodigious
Reminds me a bit of England,
beauty.
Italy in the Euros final.
Yeah, you'd rather be them than us.
Yeah,
you'd rather be. We were all
know-how to get.
We were
through
all beautiful, weren't we? We were all like
young
diminutive, team. Young, young, exciting, knock it around, and they were just like geezers. And I feel like Inter Milan are just geezers, and they're coming up against like electrifying footballers.
Yeah.
But there's something just Mourinho-esque about this Inter team.
Well, the way they got there against Barcelona, I think it's been a couple of weeks now.
Resilient.
It's also one of the greatest games of football I've ever seen. Champions League football.
It's the best knockout. It's the best semi-final.
Both legs.
You know when you think like obviously that Liverpool-Barca was a big one. Ajax versus Tottenham was a big one. The mental one, Unai Emery when he was at Paris Saint-Germain, Barcelona overturned that thing. That
4-4, wasn't it? 5-4,
those knockout stages, like that was amazing. But I think the best game of football I've ever seen was that one. Like it just had everything, didn't it?
Yeah. And there's an argument that Barcelona maybe a bit more attacking than PSG, got a little bit more flair in terms of Yamal in the front three. And Inter Milan were able to deal with it. Conceded a lot of goals, of course, but they were able to retaliate. You know, Thuram was fantastic. Remember that backflip, back heel goal in the first game? Outrageous.
Yeah.
2 managers that are really coming into their own as well as it stands. Obviously, Simone Inzaghi, 2 Champions League finals in 3 years. Should have won the league this year. They'll be gutted not to have done that. Then you're looking at Luis Enrique.
Luis Enrique is elite. Luis Enrique is the manager I wanted at Chelsea. Like, I just think he's brilliant, like truly brilliant. I thought he did really well with that Spain team in Qatar. It just didn't quite go his way, but they lost to Morocco, didn't they? Do you remember? Amrabat was just like a man possessed. But he's a brilliant manager. Like he's a Champions League winner. He knows it. He knows what it takes.
Won a treble with Barcelona.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing.
It's not a joke.
And Simone Inzaghi is doing very impressive things, isn't he? Like constant Champions League serious boys. Like
There'll be a little bit of concern there, won't there? They'll be concerned because if PSG get on the ball and they concede chances to PSG into Milan, they concede a lot of chances to Barcelona. There's a little bit of naivety. They didn't beat Inter Milan.
Looking forward to seeing play on the night, like player individuals.
Any of the midfield for PSG, Ruiz, Vitinha, it's outrageous. Neves, I mean,
Desiree Doué has been really entertaining. Ousmane Dembele's coming to his own recently as well.
Yeah, Barella, man. Player. Like, no, it's going to be a classic. It really is. And on some level, I'm quite looking forward to it because all the finals that I've watched of late, I've watched it like through the lens of like true tribalism and bias. Like, I really wanted Manchester United to beat Tottenham, and it annoyed me, and I couldn't really enjoy the game because I was watching it like that. There's going to be some sort of relief watching this game because I would rather Inter Milan won. I like Inter Milan.
Don't care.
No, I'm just going to enjoy it. I'm going to sit with you two. I'm going to have a pint, and I'm going to really enjoy the game.
Is there anything about PSG breaking their duck and getting a Champions League, getting a title?
Well, they moved the right way, didn't they? They went from that Galacticos style thing to actually let's focus on developing the youth. There's a lot of huge talents in France. kind of sweeping up the best youth in and around that area. And then just building your own team, building something. Stop trying to replicate what's going on elsewhere. Stop trying to bring in big names. It's kind of like what United need to do now. Like, stop trying to bring in these big names to solve all your problems and just build something organic.
It's going to be terrible, isn't it? It's going to like reflect poorly on Kylian Mbappe if he does the Michael Owen. Leaves his boyhood club to win the Champions League, and the team that he leaves win it the year that he leaves it.
And the way he kind of held them to ransom a little bit.
He became sort of a de facto sporting director. At
it was like ridiculous, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's going to be magnificent.
Before we get your predictions on it, what have you made of the new Champions League format? Because on the stream on the weekend, we were kind of critical of the new Europa League format, maybe. What have you made of the new Champions League format?
I don't like it. I mean, part of the reason I don't like it is important to acknowledge that it's to the detriment of the Europa League. Like the Europa League has never been weaker because the Champions League are hoovering up all of the teams, the good teams that should be in the Europa League. Is that fair?
Yeah, it is fair. But then,
that doesn't necessarily make it a worse Champions League, though, right?
Sorry, you asked me, do I like the Champions League? And part of the reason I don't like the Champions League is because of the impact it's having on the Europa League.
If you ask a Tottenham fan, like, are they happy about it? It's like, well, Man City could have been in the Europa League final. Man City were so bad this season, they could have dropped into the Europa League and won it at a canter. So maybe if you get into the Europa League, you deserve your opportunity to be in the competition, just protected by the teams that are in it.
No, I don't necessarily think that the scrapping of dropping teams from the Champions League into the Europa League, I don't think that's a bad thing. But I do think that the fourth place teams should be the line. Like if you finish fifth in the Premier League, you're a Europa League team. Finish fifth in La Liga, you're a
too many sides in the Champions League.
Yeah, but what now happens is it means that the Europa League teams are the sixth best.
Or seventh or
seventh
eighth.
best.
Yeah.
They win the FA. Like Palace will have a really good chance of winning it. Because when you look at the teams that Tottenham beat, honestly, I'm not taking anything away from Tottenham. I really hope that that's not how this is being viewed. I've spoken glowingly about what they achieved.
AZ Alkmaar.
Yeah, it's Carabag.
Carabag.
It's
not.
They're the teams who did you play in this run? Can you remember? Like
Leon, we had Bodo in the group stage.
You played someone terrible early on. I remember actually Hoyland scoring. Genuinely, I remember Hoyland scoring. He turned it around. Mason Mount came on and played well. Actually, Mason Mount came on and played.
But then you could arguably say that when we won it under Mourinho, we played San Etienne and that we didn't play the best. Like, you know what I mean?
There's been a slight dip in quality.
No, you played Ajax in the final though.
Yeah, but we played.
Yeah, but Ajax are a champions.
But along the way, we played Celta Vigo, San Etienne.
Yeah,
we weren't playing the best team.
No, but Ajax, I would see as prestige.
It's worse than the Europa League a touch. But the fact Man City were shocking still had a playoff against Real Madrid to stay in the competition is damning, really.
That's the problem, isn't it? You can't actually go out. I mean,
too many hangers on.
Yeah.
2/3 of the competition just stay in. All you have to do is keep drawing. For Chelsea, Chelsea's going to be rubbish next season. If you draw a few games, you'll be in the knockouts. Just draw a few games.
Just draw a few games, yeah. You just need to pick up. Basically, just don't lose your home games and you'll probably be all right.
All you have to do is come in the top 66% of the Champions League and you'll stay in.
Yeah. You played Real Madrid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I know.
That's what it does for you.
We had no right to be there. And neither did they, by the way. They were shocking all season. They were.
If you could take one player from both teams, who would you take?
I like that Barella, you know. I know that he's probably like one of the lesser glamorous players. But I think if I could pick any player on the pitch, I think I just like the way he plays the game. Vitinha's a good player.
Vitinha, Ruiz,
Dembele. Desiree Doué for me. And probably Bastoni from Inter. Or Lautaro Martinez.
He's the best 25-year-old in world football, Bastoni.
Usman Dembele as well, man.
Yeah, he's classically.
Like that finish in the game against Arsenal. Mustard.
Score predictions for the final?
I like France. I like PSG. I like their fan culture. There is something brilliant about Mbappe witnessing. I kind of like the idea of that. And then I just love Italian clubs. I will always have a romanticism about Italian clubs, and Inter are very much part of that.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to enjoy the game. I'm honestly just going to enjoy the game, and I believe Inter Milan will win it because I always think brute beats beauty.
Experience. Always.
Brute beats beauty.
Yeah. I think Inter will win 2-1. But if PSG get on the ball, they'll be in a world of pain. Inter had to do a lot better on the ball. Barella, I thought, had a poor game. Mkhitaryan, relatively poor game. They have to get a lot better in midfield.
I think Inter will win the game 1-0.
1-0?
I hope it's not that.
You put it to the classic.
Yeah, because still
1-0.
mate.
It's not classic.
You can
is it? 1-0.
appreciate football on a deeper level than goals, can't you?
It's one of them
I don't know
ones, though.
really.
You know, when we go, normally you go the team that play in their second final usually wins it. This is both their second finals. A very different team for PSG.
Yeah.
And it's kind of the same Inter team, but it's their second finals.
It's
I'm
the
going to
French
go 4 and Inter Milan win 2-1.
We've all said Inter Milan win 2-1.